Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, g'day. Oh my god. I knew going into my tier list video that people are going to have a few questions about some tanks that I said. Please be noted that the tier list that I did is purely my opinions. You don't have to agree with me, for sure. I said it in my video. You don't have to agree with me. It's purely on personal taste. And coming from just an average player who's been playing this game for a long time, yes, the Concept 1B technically should have been in the grade section. That's on me, okay? And there were some tanks that deserved to be in the grade section that I put in the mid section. Fair enough, that's on me. Or noob friendly like the BZ75 with the Hesh gun should have been in the grade section and not the noob friendly section, because that would be the 130mm gun. Fair enough, understandably so. But that's what these tier lists are for. They are for us to reconcile. They're for us to have a better idea of what our opinions are and what our thoughts and our conceptions are, and of course most importantly, what we believe is the best tanks and what we believe is not as good, and people that have common sort of misconceptions like this tank, for instance, a T2020. I think this tank is great, but many people seem to think it's a shit tank. But the SU-130PM, many people consider this to be an amazing tank, and they are correct. It is an amazing tank. Which leads me on to my next question. Do you want me to make a tier 9 tier list, a tier 8 tier list? Yes, by the way, I do recognise that the Rheinmetall-Panzerwagen... The Rheinmetall-Panzerwagen was actually missing, understandably so. It was missing from that list. I would put that in the grade section because it is a fantastic tank. The Project Morat is also a tank that was missing from there. I'd say that the tank is mid. I would say the Project Morat is mid. It's not amazing by any stretch of the imagination. It's just mid. That would be my opinions. I don't think there was anything else that was missing from this list, as far as I can tell. Nope, everything was there. Yeah, everything was there. Everything else was there. Fantastic. Cool. So, as I was saying, the final thoughts on this sort of conundrum or this drama that was souped up by N90 and Droodles. I like N90. I think he's a good guy. I respect him as a fellow CC. But I didn't agree with some of the things he had to say. Because again, a tier list is usually not a reflection of what the player base thinks, but rather what you think. Because everyone has differing opinions. Everyone thinks differently. Everyone thinks that certain tanks are good. Like the Barask. Okay, the Barask. I went down and saying that the Barask is an amazing tank, but not OP. And then there were some people saying, no, you're wrong, the Barask is OP. But I don't agree that it's OP, right? I then said that the Scorpion G is one of the most accurate guns at tier 8. It's one of the best tanks at tier 8. And some people were saying, no, you're wrong. The SC-130PM is actually better than the Scorpion G. And I say, yes, I agree. Fair enough, I agree with that point. Or things like, for instance, this thing here, the T54E2. I said that this is an amazing tank, and some people were saying, oh no, it's mid now. It's mid. It's not as good as it used to be. It's mid. But I disagree with that point. I still think it's a strong tank. So you see where I'm coming from. You see where I'm coming from when I say that, I say it in the most respectful way possible. I do. I really do. Because at the end of the day, our opinions are our opinions and we're entitled to it. It's freedom of speech. We can say whatever we want on the internet. Isn't that right? I mean, I can see it every day. People say the worst shit ever on the internet. But because they're behind a screen, they have this sense of security about them. But they won't say it in your face. Personally, for me, I will gladly tell any comp or pro player the opinions that I had about that tier list, because it's my opinions. I'm entitled to it, whether it's online or in someone's face. I will say it in a respectful manner, because that's how it is. That's how I am. And again, with the, summing up Droodles' video, okay, the one he made, I don't agree with some of the stuff that he puts. I don't agree with it. Same thing with N90, I don't agree with some of the stuff that he had. And some of the other tier lists that other YouTubers have done, I don't agree with them. We are entitled to our opinions, we're entitled to say what we want, and we use our experience and our knowledge to convey those opinions. You can't just blatantly say that certain things are OP or broken or crap without backing it up. I think I did a thorough job to my skill set. And again, I'm openly said, if you disagree with me, tell me. I mean, to be fair, the tier list was more of a piss take than anything, to be honest with you. It is what it is, I guess. But if I could make another tier list, I would. I would most certainly do it. Because I think people want to see what people's opinions are. They want to see what my opinions are. They want to compare the pair. They want to say, okay, well, he said that this tank is good, but then I play it and I do shit in it. Maybe I'm just not that good, or maybe he's not that good. Or maybe he thinks he's doing well because it's an amazing tank, but realistically the tank is shit. It's all about opinions. A tier list is not the final say. Okay? It isn't. It isn't the gospel. It's not the final say. It's just this person's opinions against other people's opinions. That's it. The whole point of my tier list was to showcase what my opinions are on where I would rank tanks, and that's it. That's all it is. You can disagree as much as you want, and people did disagree, and they gave me feedback, and I'm glad they did, because I want to listen to them. Unlike certain other people who said that their opinions were final, and that's that. No, it's not a good look. So, guys, if you want to see more of these tier lists, let me know. If you want to see more of these tier lists, let me know. Let me know if you want to hear more of my opinions on certain things and certain aspects. Do I think that having, some kind of drama against other YouTubers because of their opinions is good? No. Do I agree with what N90 did in his title by saying all tier lists are nonsense? No. I disagree with that wholeheartedly. Hence the reason why my title said all tier lists are not nonsense. In response. Because they're not. They are not. I disagree with that point wholeheartedly. Everyone's entitled to their opinions. Whether you like it or not. Everyone's entitled to their opinions. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. That is my final thoughts on this whole topic. If you agree with me, let me know. If you disagree with me, let me know in the comments down below as well. Otherwise, ladies and gentlemen, love you all. Look after yourselves. Look after your friends and family. Peace in the Middle East. And as always, catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.